Well, let's talk about Javon Kinlaw because I'm wondering, has he finally turned the corner? Because he's looked good so far. He's no longer the guy in the middle that has all this pressure. He has, first round pick, has to replace DeForest Buckner, which was really unfair because Buckner's so good. But now with Javon Hargrave there and Kinlaw's just a rotational piece, it seems like, for one thing, he's healthy finally. And for another thing, it seems like that pressure being lifted off of him has really helped him. He's not facing as many double teams. How do you see Kinlaw? Has he turned a corner here?
I feel like this is a situation that Kinlaw really could have benefited from his first year or his second year, in the sense that and I know that wasn't an option. He part of how we got him was, and why they were willing to get him was the trade away of DeForest Buckner. So it wasn't really the option. But what you see is that they've simplified his tasks so much, and they've let him just. It's almost like letting a guy, who's just pure chaos, just pointing that chaos at something constructive
Mm-hmm.
now, and so what he's because he's only playing about 25-30% of the snaps now instead of 70% of the snaps. He's not being asked to do a big variety of things. When he's there, his job is very simple. They're not asking him to be involved in a lot of possible slants, against possible run plays where he's having to read a lot. It's they'll line him up if they think it's going to be a rundown when he's there on rotational. It's very much you're here at the three technique, dominate the guard, keep your gap. That's all it is, and then a lot of times they're bringing him in passing situations where it's again dominate the guy in front of you,
Mm-hmm.
and that allows him to let loose the physical, just raw ability that he has,
Yeah.
and just the I mean, he is a physically extremely impressive defensive lineman. His problems have been understanding how he fits within the entire scheme of the
Mm-hmm.
defense, of playing a multitude of roles in that defense, and techniques and pad level things like that. But it's just like if he can is just allowed to kind of attack in one thing, you've seen the results, and I think this is now great. Okay, get him this year, of doing this. See if you can bring back on a cheap contract next year, and let's keep him there. Because I think you're seeing the potential of what he could be going forward.